Welcome to the Flea Pit, everybody. Welcome to the show. If you've been here before, you know how this goes. We work on our crafts here and watch a movie. I'll give you my review as I do my thing. Come watch and come see what this old shrew can do. If you're real lucky, you'll find some inspiration here too.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the Flea Pit, my rundown corner of YouTube. We've got some projects like this one here going. I'm just running some errands today, and I brought some projects along with me. We have this extra yarn here for the loop that goes around that, and we have some yarn for the dirt. I'll put that over there. We also have this one. It's closer to being done. I have the dirt done. I just need to do the crochet ivy. I obviously don't have enough yarn for that. We'll get to that when we get to that. I need to make a stop for the yarn for that. And I believe there's something else right here. Yep. We have a smaller one. Ta-da! And we have the dirt for it. Ta-da! I struggled with this one a little bit because I measured it off the bottom. And so theoretically it should have been even Steven, and I did two double crochets, 2 rounds of double crochets. But when I did it for the dirt, it just wouldn't fit in the top. So then I did a double crochet for the starter, and then the outer one I just did a single crochet. And I think it's worked, but I won't know. Oh, there we go. I found out it worked. So I did a double crochet, and then I just did a single crochet right around that because like for some reason a half double crochet was too big, and so that worked out. And ta-da! We have dirt. We have 2 more, or deuce, projects, depending on how you count on your fingers. So, here we go. I started on the dirt while I was doing one of my errands, sitting there in a chair. And it's almost fitting. I have 7 rounds, but I'm going to go with 8 because, like, you can kind of see. I'm going to show you right there. There's, like, the tiniest bit of gapping. The tiniest bit. I could sew it and it'll like close up around it, but I don't really want it to go inward to have that look. I'd rather, if anything, it be bulgy to be like super full of plants. And so yeah, I'm just gonna get started on this extra round, and all my other crochet projects, ignore that. I'm just pulling out a hair. In the meantime, while you watch me work, I'm just gonna get to my review. This week I watched Constantine because I'm excited. I found out that they're doing a Constantine 2 finally after all this time, like what, 20 years later? So I watched it. Constantine, I loved it. I love it all the time, but like in this particular time, it hit really hard because I didn't realize until this time that there was a ending credit scene like in the Marvels. And so I watched that, and it was pretty good. I felt like I really wanted a Constantine too. Now, Shia LaBeouf kind of like ruined his reputation, so I don't think he would be in the Constantine 2. I mean, maybe they're just keeping that under wraps, but I don't think so because he was on the Indiana Jones series, and Harrison Ford did not want to work with him again. So I'm kind of assuming it's the same thing with Keanu Reeves. Anyway, so we're just going to get right into this review. As I said, it's Constantine, and I did watch it on Netflix. It did come out in 2005, so I don't think they're going to get it out this year, but at least it's been at least 20 years. At least 20 years, so I've been waiting. Anyway, we're starting off with the costumes, like always. I gave them a 1 for Lou's pants, like Lucifer. I liked it. He was in all white, so like, Satan attempts to like be a savior to people, but like really he's sneaky. So like I enjoyed the subtle effect of the like, I assume it's tar on his pants, but maybe it's not tar, it's like crud. Anyway, so I gave him a 1 for that, but then the costumes just lost their points because I took a -1 for the angels. When we first see Gabriel in the church, when Constantine goes to see him, or her, them, when Constantine goes to see them, it's like in a suit. But then later on, when they show up on their own, like when Constantine puts his two arms together to call somebody. They're in this like white outfit with like lots of layers. It honestly makes me think of like a rave situation. Not that I've ever been to a rave, but there's just a lot of like straps and harnesses, but all in white. Not for me. Not for me, but yeah, so I gave them a -1 for that, for the angels. And then we're just going to jump right into it for the cast. And for the cast, I gave them a 1 for Rachel Weisz. I love her in The Mummy. And then we got a 1 for LeBouf, and 1 for Keanu, and 1 for Peter Stormare. That's the guy who played Lucifer, other words, Lou. I really liked him. He was very... When they say that, like, Satan is a snake in the grass, that's the vibe I got from him. He's very snake-like. But, like, obviously not a straight-up snake. You just know you can't trust him the way he talks. Anyway. And then I liked Jai Moon Hosu. I believe that's how you pronounce it. My bad if it's not. He was the guy that was like, not in my house. I really liked him. He plays a good guy, a good side character guy that like you really want another side story about just for him. So for the cast, they got a total of 5. And then that brings us to story. And in the opening scene where we meet Constantine, there is a girl who has like a demon in her, and so her family or whoever ties her down to the bed. And man, her and that demon are shaken for dear life, and that bed is not going anywhere. It is so sturdy. That's the kind of bed I need now, not this IKEA crap. So for that alone, I gave them a 2, and I'm sticking with that. And then I did take away a point, unfortunately, because when Rachel took off her necklace, that scene was so unrealistic. Like, she unbuttoned the jacket and pulled it off. She would have had to take the necklace over her head. And so somehow magically taking off the jacket, it like landed on top of the jacket perfectly. I don't know. It didn't line up. That's a -1. I don't like that. But thankfully, they're getting that point right back because of Keanu. I really thought it was funny when Keanu was going up to heaven, like God was saving him, and then from behind he gives the devil the finger. I thought it was so hilarious. And then how he continued to go into heaven, like even God wants to give him the finger. I thought that was funny, but it also reminded me of This Is the End when, what's his name, James Franco does it, and then he immediately comes back down. I thought I couldn't help but compare the two. So that's definitely a 1, which brings the story up to 2. They're up to 2 points, which means everything's got a total of 7 right now. And it's all up to the special effects. And they got some good points too. I really liked their demon bug. Or I mean, I guess it's not just bug, but like their demon that was on the street that attacked him. It had like crabs and like a snake. I enjoyed the special effects. I enjoyed the like theory of what a demon would look like. I enjoyed it a lot. And then another one was for the soldier demon that was in the girl. I also enjoyed that special effects, how they got it to like come out of her into the mirror. And the demons in hell, that one was nice too, when Keanu like went to hell to look for the sister and they were like climbing all over the place. I really liked it. It kind of gave me like Stranger Things vibes, but like obviously it happened way before that. So I guess maybe Stranger Things pulled on that. And then I also gave them a point for when the guy, the like finger licking good demon guy, when he got holy water splashed in his face and then when he turned into dust, that special effect was pretty good to me. Pretty dang good. Also, I liked the when like Satan's son was trying to come out of the belly and like he pressed his hands and his face up against the belly and you really got like the imprint. I don't know how they did that, but I am down for it. I really liked it. And then 1 point also for the glass. When like Lou went into the room, it like shattered and like froze and slowed down and he was like able to walk past it. It reminded me of the similar situation in Tomb Raider. I don't know if it's like the first one or the second one, but like it's a laser type situation. Yeah, so I really liked that one. But unfortunately, that brings him up to 6, and I have to take 1 point away because when Beeman got that fly, or like when the demon came for him and it started with giving him the fly in the eye. It was so unrealistic. It reminded me of that scene in Scary Movie, the one where Cindy's blonde and like she pulls the fly from the TV. It felt very unrealistic. Very, very bad. So, unfortunately, I had to take a point away for that. But other than that, I loved Constantine. I loved it then, I loved it now, and I'll love it tomorrow too. And I think you will too, if you like the spooky stuff and a little bit of religious stuff, just like vaguely, vaguely religious. Um, but yeah, that's 12 points. I recommend it. It comes highly recommended. Right now, I'm on the porch tucking in the ends that are never ending on this sweater. And so I'll just continue to do that. I'll play you my little mix and I'll check back in when it's done. So enjoy, enjoy the song and enjoy the movie. I'll be back. Wait. Sorry, my bad. I forgot to mention I didn't add a soundtrack because they didn't actually have music in the whole movie, but they did have like sound effects, I guess, where it adds to an ominous feeling or like a scary feeling. It's just like, I don't know, music but no lyrics. I would have loved for them to have gone more like the underworld route with like some rock, but that's not the case. And so this is my contribution to the movie. Now I'll play it.
Hi, my name's John. The John Constantine. Papa Midnight. Does. Chaz! Amen. Chaz Kramer, asshole. John Constantine. Asshole. You know what to do. I am neutral. Why that is because Papa Midnight is a crusader for good. He swore the oath of neutrality. That's not the way this works. I don't like you, John. So I've heard. It's called getting used to it. You hear that? The man's a legend. It's not always like it is in the books. I'm begging you, John, please, please. Not bad, kid. There's a plan for all of us.
Ta-da! I am back on my porch. You guys are with me. You are now regulars here. I hope you like the song. I know it was short. I know. But it was actually really hard, much harder than I thought it was going to be to get the snippets of the voices for the song. That's pretty much what determines how long the song's going to be. It was very grainy in some parts. So I did the best I could, and I think it's pretty good. I just would hopefully make it longer next time. Anyway, like I said, we're on my porch. Here we have a brand new, not even used, color of lettuce. I'm just like trying to color match it. I got these at least a good 2-3 months apart. And so it's very unlikely that they are part of the same dye lot. So I was just trying to figure it out before I continued on how far to go with this little bit of green. And so at the very tip, it ends in like a white spot, or like it had freckles into white. And I was trying to determine on if I needed to center pull or outer pull to see which color I could like kind of match with the closest. Thankfully, it was the outer pull, so I'm just gonna do a slip knot real quick and tie that in while we continue. So like I said, the song was short. I would like to have elongated it, but I did the best I could. And honestly, if I could get more people in there, I would. I would have liked to have gotten that part where the demon is like, finger licking good. But it was just too grainy. And when the other guy's like, in my house, again, too grainy. But that would have been great. Anyway, so that's the song. We're moving on. And that was my review. Here I am just working on the balaclava. Right there. Nothing fancy. I'll bring that yarn over here. I made the eye hole a little bit smaller. I determined there's not going to be a mouth. It felt a little pervy. Almost like in a furry way because like it's gonna have cat ears. So no mouth hole. That's cool. And I'm just gonna be working over here till I'm done. Kind of done. Kind of done. So I've determined that I am going to be using the Rasta for 90% of this hat, maybe even 95. And then just for the ribbing, I'm going to go down one size to the chunky. Right now I'm working in the Rasta, like I said, and it's one size down is going to be the chunky. And unfortunately, they don't make Navigante in any other color. They make the color, but they don't make it in any other size, which is so annoying. But thankfully, lettuce comes in all shapes and sizes, and so that's good. I've found a store that has the chunky. I'm gonna go get it at some point and wind it up. Until then, I'm just gonna keep working with this green and the purple until I am done, and then I will move on to the plant hangers again. I would like to get back to that. They're pretty much done and for the basket in the dirt. It's just a matter of the ivy, lots and lots of ivy. So I'll speed through the balaclava, I'll speed through the ivy, and hopefully I will show you the end product. See you later, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
In the dead of the night, I stitch and I sew, frogging ropes. I yarn, it does glow. Unraveling dreams I started, single crochet my hook shines through. Rise from the darkness, let your stitches shine. Double crochet, the planets are aligned. In the shadows, I'll find my way. Crochet's my power, my night and day. Chain stitches whisper, a gentle breeze. Slip stitching, secrets only yarn it sees. I'll weave my magic spellbound and bright. Half double crochet, my heart's delight. Rise from the darkness, let your stitches shine. Double crochet the planets, they're aligned. In the shadows I'll find my way. Crochet's my power, my night, and my day. As the clock strikes midnight, I'll stitch and I'll mend. My yarn's my solace, my hook's my friend. Together we'll create something anew. A masterpiece is born from yarn and dew. Rise from the darkness, let your stitches shine. Double crochet, the planets they're aligned.
hear the call. I believe in you. I really, truly do. Every new chain, stitch, more cream tendril sway. I practice my craft every night and day. It's my heart, my soul. I cannot downplay. What can I say to you? I really love crochet. Oh, Ivy, Ivy, crawling up the wall. Can you feel the magic? Can you hear the call? I believe in you. I really, truly do. What is this feeling? Is it deja vu? I once heard this spell with a little witchy rhyme. I was told if I said it, the power, it would be mine. The rhythm of the hook, it feels so right. Hooking in the shadows on a new moon night. It's just so right. You can feel it at twilight. Oh, Ivy, Ivy, crawling up the wall. Can you feel the magic? Can you feel the call? I believe in you. I really, truly do. Goddess, if you hear me, make my stitches true. Wild ivies crawling up the wall so high. My magic grows. It reaches for the sky. I craft in the light, in the sun's warm glow. I sit and I stitch this ivy row after row. the wall. Can you feel the magic? Can you hear the call? I believe in you. I really, truly do. My magic is woven in clean delight. I hold the power. Every stitch is right. I needed more yarn. That is just hindsight. Hello! Here we are at a yarn store in color like I promised. I'm getting this yarn. Well, I mean, I already got it, but I'm just going to wind it up here at the store. It's the lettuce in the chunky, like I said, that we needed. I'm just going to wind it up here for the balaclava. I finished most of it. I just need this for the ribbing, so that's good. And then while I'm winding it up, I just want to talk a little bit about the ivy. So I finished all of the yarn up, and for some reason, it only gives like 3, maybe if I'm lucky, 4, like tendrils of ivy for each plant. And even for the small one, that looks pretty like wimpy. And unfortunately, I backed myself into a corner by attempting to be eco. I used up scrap yarn, and guess where it came from? Bum, Joann's. So I kind of shot myself in the foot with that one. But I do have an idea to pivot, and you'll have to check it out next week when I post another video. Ta-da! Here I am. The balaclava is done-ish. It's looking long, but it's looking good to me. The ribbing is so-so. I wanted to do slip stitch, but it's my first time and it didn't really look right, so I didn't tie in the ends because look at that. It's 17 inches in diameter, but my neck is only 12. It is for someone else, so like maybe it'll fit, but I don't think so. I feel like I'm gonna have to do some thing in between. I don't know. It did get warped a little on the sides there, as you can see from like the eye hole. Nothing too bad. Just gotta pick some hair off of that. I think some simple blocking will fix that right up. But first I have to try it on. If the ribbing is correct, I will block it out. If the ribbing is not right, I will fix it, and then I will block it out. But overall, it's pretty good. I'll tuck in the ends, and then it's wearable. Ta-da! This is what it's looking like up close. That's about it. I'll see you next week. Come back to the flea pit, y'all.